This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 17th day of May in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. The chairperson of the Public Utilities Commission, Attorney at Law Della Britton, has announced that by July of this year, cell phone customers will be able to retain their mobile numbers even after switching service providers. She said the Public Utilities Commission is moving to implement mobile number portability. Ms. Britton made the announcement during a webinar hosted by the Public Utilities Commission today under the theme Telecom Sector in Guyana, Navigating this New Frontier.
PUC has the statutory mandate to implement number portability in Guyana. Number portability is a game changer in the competition space, as it allows consumers to retain their existing telephone or cellular numbers when switching providers.
The PUC chair said the Public Utilities Commission is eagerly awaiting the testing phase to be completed and anticipates that number portability will become a reality in the country by July. Faced with increasing competition, players in the information, communication, and technology sector will be forced to improve on their service offerings, the PUC chair said. She also noted that since the liberalization of the telecommunications sector in 2020, the sector has become even more competitive, with some 745,689 mobile subscribers registered. Additionally, there are 97,170 landline subscribers and more than 123,000 internet subscribers, according to data compiled by the PUC.
The Commission commends the operators on the significant strides made in true spirit of competition to deploy fixed internet and long-term evolution services to consumers along Guyana's coastland and outlying areas. As a positive consequence of competition, there has been a steady decline in complaints in the mobile service category, and it may be posited that this is a direct result of the overall upgrade of existing networks and new technologies, which in turn has led to improved performance and better quality of service.
For its part, the body has been retooling its operations to meet the ever-changing demands of both the operators and locals discerning customers as new products are introduced. Cognizant of the importance of the elimination of barriers to a fair and competitive environment, and in keeping with the spirit and intent of a liberalized sector, the PUC has moved to adjust the termination rate downward. Director of Telecommunications Agency Andre Griffith, who was among the panelists, said globally fixed line subscription has been on the decline.
Obviously, when you look at fixed line subscription, which is the oldest technology that's around, we are seeing I would say similar to everywhere else in the world, we're seeing a decline in that. And I think that is to be expected. So that's your old landline technology. We are seeing strong growth, I think, across the sector. As a matter of fact, the PUC chair, Ms. Britton, alluded to some of the numbers static as we were in, I think, end of 2022. But if you look at the trend going back, say 2018, we've got some insight, 2018 coming forward to 2022. And we're seeing a significant bump, a significant uptick in mobile subscriptions. We're seeing an uptick in fixed and mobile broadband. I would say, however, that if I had to pick out one metric that we should all concentrate on, it would be fixed broadband.
Meanwhile, Digital Guyana Chief Executive Officer Gregory Dean said the cellular communication giant has been capitalizing on the liberalization of the sector. He said come next year, the company will add a subsea fiber as it expands its operations in Guyana.
I mean, for us, liberalization obviously has meant we've been able to enter into new segments of the sector with certainty. So I think on Andrea reference in terms of the fixed line. So I mean, we have our fixed broadband. So it's something we're pursuing. Obviously, as everyone knows, we are also planning to land our own subsea fiber to, underpin those expansions. So we were expecting our subsea fiber to arrive early next year. But certainly driving the rollout of fixed broadband is something we're interested in, and we've started that journey. I think everyone knows from our experience in terms of the mobile side of it, we have no reservation in terms of expanding services across Guyana.
Meanwhile, Guyana Consumers Association consultant Yog Mahadio expressed concern that in Guyana a lot of time is spent on patching up the past, while the rest of the world is well advanced. He said while the country's service providers are fixing the gaps of the past, artificial intelligence is taking over the rest of their work. ENET Chief Executive Officer Vishuk Prasad and GTT's Deputy Executive Officer Richard Stanton also participated in the discussions. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
Oh my lord. I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup.
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
Ignite a new flavor of Sunshine Snacks Zumas made for the pepper lover in you. Caution, look for the Ignite flames on your favorite packs of Sunshine Snacks and get ready to handle the heat.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
Strong and solid in countries far and wide. New India Assurance, we're standing by your side. Golden service, half a century and more. New India Assurance, our policies are secure. From the heart of India, we serve these islands. The strength that you can trust, you're safe when you come to us.
New India Assurance Company. Assurance when you need it most.
For your home, motor or business insurance, visit New India Guyana office, 58 Brickdam next to Star Computers. Telephone 226-0415-7. Comfortable parking available.
Guyana joined the rest of the world today in observing World Hypertension Day. In a statement, the Ministry of Health encouraged citizens to measure their blood pressure accurately to control it and live longer. It was also explained that a survey conducted in 2016 found that 18.4% of the country's population was suffering from high blood pressure and were not on any medication. The Ministry of Health says it has since introduced the HARS protocol for persons with elevated and high blood pressure. The protocol program is currently available in 95 health centers throughout the country, and it is designed to assist hypertensive patients in managing their blood pressure more effectively. The Health Ministry said the protocol can also help delay the progression of elevated blood pressure to high blood pressure and prevent associated complications. The goal, the ministry said, is to have the health centers adopt the program by 2025 fully. In applauding the work of medical professionals, the Ministry of Health said effective management and control could aid in the fight against hypertension. Prominent Guyanese Canadian attorney Selwyn Peters has written to the Registrar of the Court of Appeal out of concern that statements by the Attorney General Anil Nandlal may be fueling attacks on the local judiciary. Mr. Peters' letter to the appellate court comes one day after the Attorney General chastised City Magistrate Lerone Daly after she upheld a no-case submission and discharged former Finance Minister Winston Jordan from the charge of misconduct in public office. Jordan was accused of vesting title of estate land valued at over $40 million to a private company, for which the state received $100,000. In a statement on Tuesday, Minister Nandlal said the magistrate erred in law when she departed from the decision of the Chief Justice Roxanne George in the case of Winston Jordan and Ashni Singh versus the Commissioner of Police. He said such an error will inevitably shake the public confidence in the administration of justice. On his weekly televised program, Issues in the News, the Attorney General again expresses displeasure with the handling of the case.
So today, in disregard of the Chief Justice's ruling and decision by which ought to have been binding on the learned magistrate ignored that and discharged Mr. Jordan. How do you rationalize such a decision? Is it that different persons are judged in the judiciary or in the magistracy by different principles of law? These are identical cases. How can a government, how can the state, how can the public, how can a sitting Attorney General with responsibility for justice not be critical of such a ruling?
In his correspondence to the court, Attorney Peters said the statements issued by the Attorney General have subjected the judiciary to attacks, including mobbing or cyberbullying on his Facebook page. Providing the court with evidence of the attacks, the attorney pointed out that the judiciary has been labeled as corrupt, with even some calling for the magistrate to face disciplinary action. Peters said this is the third time in recent times that utterances of the Attorney General have led to such attacks. He also cited the response of the Attorney General to the ruling of Justice Gino Posad in the case of the PSC and SLO versus the Attorney General, and the recent ruling of Justice Sanil Kissoon in the case brought against the Environmental Protection Agency and the Esso Exploration Company. However, the Attorney General Anil Nandlal said the laws of Guyana do not bar Guyanese from fairly criticizing the judiciary.
We are required as citizens not to attribute ulterior or immoral motives to the judiciary and its officers. We are prohibited from launching scathing and scurrilous attacks against the judiciary and its officers. And I speak here, when I say judiciary and its officers, I include the magistrates. However, the law permits constructive and fair criticisms, even outspoken criticisms, against the judiciary and its officers.
In his deliberations, he said the rule of law and the doctrine of separation of powers insulate the judiciary from any form of influence and mandated it maintains independence in the execution and discharge of its functions.
Our democracy and our constitutional system is based upon the doctrine of separation of powers, whereby the judiciary is responsible for the hearing and determination of all judicial matters, which includes criminal charges. It is the judiciary that determines how charges are heard, how they are determined. It is the judiciary that makes decisions in relation to how these cases are conducted. And it is the judiciary that determines the outcome of these cases.
But Attorney Peters said while the Constitution guarantees freedom of speech, the line is drawn when such speech excites hostility and can serve to intimidate and intrude on the independence of the local judiciary.
Miss Anne!
Oh, hi, darling.
Help me out with this thing, man. You just know everything. What's all this talk about local government election?
Local government refers to the mayor and councillors who manage the affairs of our towns, like Georgetown, and the chairman and councillors of the Neighborhood Democratic Council.
Oh, but why is that important to me?
Dolly, it is very important. Every day, local government officials make decisions that affects you, your family, and the community. They serve the people within the community in which they were elected.
Oh, Miss Anne, me not understand all them big words you use there. Tell me what local government does do.
All right, Dolly. Local government is responsible for maintaining and protecting public property, like our community centers and the playgrounds, for collecting the garbage, maintenance of the streets, cleaning of the drains and the carpets, and so much more.
Oh, I now understand. Thanks, Miss Anne.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna show off for me friends them why I will vote at the local government elections.
That's a good thing. Let's go.
Monday, June 12, 2023 is Local Government Elections Day. For further information, contact GCOM or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
The APNU is accusing the state-owned National Communications Network of denying its request to access the lone TV station in Linden to speak about its plans and policies as local elections approach. NCN is the only local TV station in the town of Linden operating on 2 channels. The APNU has complained that while its candidates are not allowed to appear on NCN Linden, there are almost nightly programs featuring the candidates of the PPP. Regional Chairman and APNU Campaign Coordinator Darren Adams said he sent a letter to the manager of NCN Linden, Ricia Ned, a number of weeks ago requesting the airtime. During a recent press conference held outside the NCN Linden office, Mr. Adams said the actions or inaction of the government-controlled media house is intended to suppress the views of APNU candidates contesting the local government elections.
As residents across Guyana prepare to elect persons from their own communities to represent them at the local government level, the People's Progressive Party has embarked on a program of using the people's own resources to restrict, oppress, and discriminate against them.
While expressing his frustration, the regional chairman pointed out that the manager of NCN Linden is among the candidates representing the PP Civic in the upcoming elections. He said there is now a clear bias being showcased by the station in Linden.
However, this letter remains unanswered. What has happened instead is that the PPPC has decided to use the people's asset and their private mouth as their private mouthpiece, with only PPPC electoral candidates being given the opportunity to appear on the television station. We are deeply troubled by the actions of the PPPC government in exploiting and restricting APNU candidates from attending programs and engaging the electorate on the Linden television station ahead of the local government elections.
Meanwhile, APNU Constituency 1 candidate in Linden, former regional chairman Sharma Solomon, said the government, through its actions, continues to violate the rights of citizens.
We have had our campaign outlined where we are meeting people in the constituencies, we are meeting our constituents, we're engaging them. But we too know what is available to us at NCN as a state media is the opportunity for every stakeholder to have option and action taken so that they can relate to you, the citizens, the issues that are affecting you. This has been denied.
Solomon urged the people of Linden and by extension the country to resist the actions being showcased. Contacted for a comment today, NCN Linden manager and PP Civic candidate Ricia Ned said all decisions and programming are handled by NCN's headquarters in Georgetown through the chief executive officer. Ms. Ned explained that while she did not receive an actual hard copy of the letter sent by the regional chairman, a photograph of the letter was sent by him to her phone, and she forwarded the document to the NCN headquarters in Georgetown. There has been no response to the request by the APNU. The Guyana Police Force today issued wanted bulletins for 2 persons from Monrepo on the east coast of Demerara. The police said the 2 are wanted for questioning in relation to money laundering and financial crimes in the country. One of the accused is Mr. Reyes Ali. His date of birth was given as the 18th of June 1983. The police force says he is brown in complexion, and his last known address was Lot 9, Block CC, Monrepo, on the east coast of Demerara. The other wanted person is Mrs. Jennifer Maria Ali Nee Ramnarine. Her date of birth was given as the 5th of September 1993. Her complexion is also stated as brown. The police said her last known address is also Lot 9, Block CC, Monrepo, on the east coast of Demerara. The police force did not go into the specifics of why the 2 were wanted, except for saying that they are wanted for questioning in relation to money laundering claims. The police force is asking that anyone with information about the whereabouts of Jennifer Maria Ali Nee Ramnarine or Reyes Ali should contact the nearest police station or call 911.
Hi, Mr. Smart. Please stop a minute and just clarify this thing for me.
Oh, Sonel, don't tell me it's local government questions again.
Yeah, boss. How come the local government elections different from the general elections?
Okay, the local government election systems allow for half of the members of the council to be elected through the proportional representation system, just like general elections. And the other half will be elected through the first past the post system. This system allows for one candidate to be elected to represent the constituency where he or she lives. For example, if a council got 30 seats, like the Georgetown municipality, 15 will be elected through the proportional representation system, and the other 15 will be elected through the first past the post system, giving a total of 30 councillors.
So that means that every constituency will have one of its citizens who live there having a seat and representing it at council.
Yes, Sonel, that's correct. And if you need to know anything else about the electoral system for local government elections, just call Telecom. Take care, Sonel.
All right.
Monday, June 12, 2023 is Local Government Elections Day. For further information, contact GCOM or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor of the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, But we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water. Now available for only $120.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, the president of Ecuador, Guillermo Lasso, has dissolved the National Assembly in a decree, bringing forward legislative and presidential elections, a day after he presented his defense in an impeachment process against him. Lasso denies the accusation, saying his administration made changes to the contract signed years ago before he took office in order to benefit the state, and advice from Ecuador's comptroller. A majority of lawmakers backed a resolution saying Lasso allowed the corrupt contract to continue, even though a congressional oversight committee, which heard testimony from opposition lawmakers, officials, and Lasso's lawyer, said in its report it did not recommend impeachment. 92 votes from the 137-member legislature would have been needed to remove Lasso from office. The vote to continue the process received 88. The country's constitution enshrines the so-called two-way death, allowing Lasso to call elections for both his post and the assembly under certain circumstances. The Minister of Public Health in St. Martin, Omar Otley, says the island has a noticeable increase in severe viral infections and is advising the public to be cautious. The Minister of Health told citizens that their health is the government's priority and acting immediately can be the difference between a mild and severe flu. He said he's urging anyone experiencing severe flu symptoms to contact their general medical practitioner. The flu or common cold influenza viral infection is a contagious respiratory-borne illness by the viral family of influenza A. Symptoms of the flu include fever, headaches, fatigue, sore throat, dry or productive cough, muscle and body aches. A number of other Caribbean countries have also been receiving reports of a severe viral infection. And finally tonight, international news. British Prince Harry, his wife Meghan and his mother-in-law were involved in a near-catastrophic car chase involving paparazzi, a spokesman for the couple has said. The incident took place after the Duke and Duchess of Sussex attended an award ceremony in New York on Tuesday. In a statement, their spokesperson said the relentless pursuit lasted for more than 2 hours. The chase resulted in multiple near collisions, the statement said. The BBC said while it has not been able to independently verify all the details, various accounts and information have come in throughout the day. The New York Police Department confirmed an incident took place involving Prince Harry and Meghan and said that numerous photographers made their transport challenging. No injuries or arrests were reported, the police said. Buckingham Palace has not commented. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.